Hi guys. Okay, it's been a while. I think it's been like well over a week since I've recorded. But I wanted to show you guys what our lessons are going to be looking like for this week, as well as talk a little bit about our transition into kind of a definitely more relaxed way of homeschooling Ryleigh. So I'm finding that we are actually homeschooling shorter and shorter. So I know there was a day or so last week that we homeschooled for only about an hour, but we still got all of our learning in, I guess. So I'm definitely taking a more relaxed, full-backed approach. And if you hear music in the background, my daughter is in the back listening to Pandora and dancing around. I'm taking a more relaxed approach to homeschooling, and it's really working for us. In fact, last week we had such a great week because we were able to do a lot more art activities. It just seemed just more relaxed, and my daughter really lives and breathes through art and music. So we're doing our prayer and reading of scripture again. We did that last week, but we're doing it again as well as this week. And what I do is actually, I have an app on my phone that it reads the whole chapter to you. And so she's hearing someone else's voice read the scriptures, and I think it's good. Language arts. Okay, so she's enjoying these things so much, these reading comprehension things, and she's also enjoying anything that has to do with cutting and pasting. We did this actually yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. We did not have church because of snow and ice, freezing rain. So we stayed home, and I only did 3 of these with her yesterday. But anyway, since it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, we did this. And so she's enjoying those a lot. And I think it's just about cutting and pasting. Now, I also want to make sure that there's enough content there. So that's not all that we're doing. But I don't mind doing that for a day or two during the week. As you see, our lessons are filled with those kind of activities because she enjoys them so much. So we're going to do read and color. And all of her paper activities are actually going to be in this little folder here. So when she opens it on the inside, we have everything lined up for the week for language arts that she needs. And I think there's actually a few math activities in here. So what she's going to do, she reads all these sentences, and sometimes I help her, and sometimes she's kind of got it already. And she colors the girl and the boy with the umbrella according to what the instructions say. Okay. Another thing that we did last week, and we're going to review this week, we actually read through, and I look this, I can read 100 words. So it's to do with 100 days. This right here is she read this whole thing, and the only words that she had trouble was on the words that are highlighted, obviously. So when we go back through this passage again, we're going to focus on those words and make sure she gets those. But she did pretty well. So she's good with sheets that are printed off and that she can kind of read and learn from that. This is another thing that she likes to do too. So she'll read the passage, and then she'll answer the questions according to what the passage says, and then she'll draw a picture. This is her reading lesson, okay? So what she does, I'm going to put it in the actual mode here. Can that get off? There we go. Sorry. So this is the sound that it makes, and what she does is press this little bar down here, and put it into the PowerPoint. The benefit of this is that she loves it, and another benefit is that I've actually been able to put some extra words in here that rhyme. So love, dove. Dove was not in Teach Your Child to Read, but I put it in there because she was interested in rhyming. All right, and then what I did was I went right ahead and I put in the actual story in there, and I'm going to see if I can kind of get it. So she goes ahead, and what I did was breaking down the sentences in smaller segments so that she's not overwhelmed by it. And the drumming sound, she absolutely loves. Okay, so you see the sentences are much smaller. So that is actually working quite well for us. So that's what we're doing this week. So like I said, the one The one teacher-child to read lesson is really not on purpose. Typically, I would love to do 2, but because she's so enjoying these kind of stories, we're going to go with that. And especially tomorrow's Valentine's Day, we're going to do a little bit of a Valentine's fun day tomorrow, so that kind of works. So again, we're sticking with our spelling test. We did one last week and it went really well. Those are our 4 words for our spelling test. For our question of the week is what or who do you love? Of course, Valentine's Day, so we're going to talk about love and what kinds of things she loves to do. Who does she love? Math. Okay, so day 1, we're going to do I can count by 5s activities. I expressed that it's a review because we know how to count by 5s. But again, she absolutely loves to cut these things out and glue them into place. And she'll color the little guy on the side. And I think that's a perfect activity and a review for her. Okay. And then we're going to do Math Made Easy, page 18. I believe it's just greater or less. And we're going to stop at that activity for a little bit and really work on greater and less than. So this is the activity that we're doing. So I needed to understand it. So we're going to really focus in on activities that have to do with greater or less than. Okay. And then day 3, we're not going to do any math at all. How about that? Okay. Day 4, we're going to go do some review and counting by 2s. Again, she knows how to count by 2s, but it's just awesome when you find these activities that you can actually cut them out and glue them on. She will love that. And then just to add more onto counting by 2, she's going to actually write the numbers out. This is great practice for her. Okay. And then art, we're just going to do more free play and crafts. We're going to do a heart book since that day is going to be Valentine's Day. Play-Doh and paint, and then another free play and crafts. So that is it. That is basically it of what she's going to be doing. So again, the main changes for me is not focusing on how long we're homeschooling, but focusing on whether or not she is grasping the content, which I did focus on that before, of course, but I was really focused and feeling, I guess I judged myself because I was like, she's only going to be doing an hour or so of school a day. Something is wrong, you know. But after watching several homeschool videos of veteran homeschoolers, she's like dressed as something right now, I don't know. Watching veteran homeschoolers, and they homeschool their kindergartners about an hour or so a day. I have to admit, I was like, how is that enough time? Well, it really is. Now, if some days go over an hour, that's great too. If some days go under an hour, like 45 minutes or so, I'm okay with that because we usually make up the time somewhere in there, somewhere out throughout the week. Also, I'm not freaking out if we don't do all 4 days. Gas week. We had a major snowstorm on Thursday, so we went ahead and schooled Monday through Wednesday, and Thursday, guess what? We took a snow day. But coincidentally, on Friday we didn't do school, Saturday we didn't do school, Sunday we had another snow day. We did not have church, but I ended up giving her some activities to do. We read 2 books, we did some reading activities. So to me, I count that as a school day. I count that as a school day, and I'm okay with it. Another thing I want to touch on is that I did a learning style for my daughter to find out what kind of learning style she is. And it screamed that she's an auditory learner. So meaning that, and I'm reading off my laptop as I'm talking to you, person learns through listening. An auditory learner depends on hearing and speaking as a way of learning. And I cannot agree with that more because my daughter is a major music person. She can listen to songs and remember lyrics. And we, September, October, we did a lot of songs. We still do songs a lot, but we did a lot more songs through learning. Like we went through the butterfly cycle through a song. And till this day, this happened in September, October, I think. And she still remembers that butterfly song. So I know she's an auditory learner because we do a lot of talking. That is my homeschool reality, y'all. I know it's a lot of talking. I know. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.